If you guys haven't already known, there is a Twitter account now that you can join. It's the same name. The username is at pilotbartram_Bartram. I will put that link in the description if needed. So, for those who are long-time fans or members of my channel from either my old one or from you know, um, you would know that did um I did the Pilot Edge. I did the cat ratings, which is a great tool for student pilots and existing pilots because the number one biggest fear that people have is talking on the radio um, because everyone is just afraid of hearing you or afraid of looking silly and stupid in front of people. And I get it. I'm the same way. So, keeping it simple, the best way uh, to understand something that you don't know is to equate it to something that you do understand. Now, I've always played games, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you're familiar with MMOs, online games like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Not to give free advertising, but you know what I mean. Those type of games. One second, I'm going to replace the battery while I talk. So, what Pilot Edge does is allows people who are pilots, student pilots, simulator pilots, pilot fanatics, um, anything fan based and pilot based, basically. It allows you to fly with a working ATC instead of the automated crap that the simulators have. There's no emotion in these, and they don't respond. Microsoft Simulator is better than the X Planes one, in my opinion, just um, because it does a lot more. It has VFR following, but the flight simulator itself is crap compared to X Plane 11. Um, so if I could take the ATC out of flight simulator, Microsoft Simulator, and put it into X Plane, I would. Um, but failing that, there's nothing like real practice. So this is going to be Pilot Edge as well. There's other services too, but Pilot Edge is basically the closest thing you're going to get to real life ATC talking on the radio without actually getting into an airplane and talking on the radio. Um, so I'm creating, like, if you haven't flown after a while, like 90 days, you have to do like touch and goes or get reevaluated, a review every year. No, I haven't been on Pilot Edge. I haven't practiced radios since April. So even though I got my cat ratings up to cat 7, um, I'm I want to go through them myself. I'm going to go through the first two just on my own. I'm not going to log in. I haven't paid. I'm still inactive. But I do recommend this service. Pilot Edge, you do get a trial for a week or something like that for free. But I mean, it's not that expensive, but um, compared to everything else, it's just not it's not practical to be using this. Um, let's just see. So right, I'm trying to see if I can find the um I'm trying to see if I can find the costs and prices. Do, do, do. But yeah, there was tons of people. Oh, there you go. There was tons of people just like you and me flying X-Plane and other simulators. They use a plugin in the simulator, and then they come on and log into the game, and then there's someone that's coordinating. The identifier is what you put in on the flight plan, and then you actually have to remember that, and that's the tail number that you got give to ATC because that's the one they see. And yes, there was a number of times that I screwed up on myself. And if you go, I think I believe I saved the playlist on my channel. Um, no, if I didn't, I will. But there should be a saved playlist that allows you to see my previous um is on here. Yes, so pilot. So I need to put it on here. Um, so this is the playlist of me practicing and practicing and doing the actual test. So you get to see what is actually the program is actually like. But um, you got the Los Angeles Center, you got the Western Expanse, and you get both of them. It's whatever you prefer, basically. Um, So, flight plan. So if you go into here, you have to fill in each um you have to fill in each section. The identification is the N number, which you have to remember because that's what you got to give, and you've got to learn the phonetic alphabet, the proper. So you got to say H for hotel, and if you get it wrong, don't worry, the ATC will correct you. They're not telling you off. They know you're using this um to learn, to practice, and get better. I screwed up more than once, as you'll be able to hear. Um, and they were. I remember the people were really nice and very patient with me, and I appreciated that a lot. It helped tremendously. Um, there's nothing worse than feeling like you're under pressure because you're holding other people up because of your stupidity, and I mean that's what we all dread, and when you start feeling pressured, when you feel in yourself starting to panic because things aren't going to plan, that's when you're more likely to make mistakes, um and of course that's what happened. Like at the very first video, you can tell and hear how nervous I was on the video. So 1 second. I had to clean the lenses on the Oculus. I couldn't see. Um, but see, these are the list of people that just recently got their ratings. They got the Cat 11 1 hour ago. These are instrument ratings. So, once you've completed private pilot in real life, perhaps you want to do the I ratings to help practice instrument. Um, Basically, it gets you used to flying and using the radio, basically. So you go to the cat ratings. For some reason, I think I screwed this up now because I took my. Oh come on! Just because I took my help the thing off. Um, but so you open up the first one, and you read what it says. The owner of Pilot Edge, I talked to him once or twice. He's seen my old streams when I was doing it, and he saw my videos. He does a guide on doing the very first raid. He actually does it. He shows you how to do it, and there's plenty of videos. So, and I always tell people if you're gonna fuck up, fuck up. Don't go halfway in. Like, be confident. So, fuck up deliberately. So it says learning objectives. Become familiar with radio communications at a non-towered airport. It become familiar with operating requirements with a Class G or within Class G and a Class E airspace. Demonstrate basic VR navigation. Um, so it basically builds up from non-towered airports all the way through D to B and to busy airports. It teaches how to transition. It teaches you how to talk to ATC, request flight following, and all that interesting stuff. To successfully complete this rating, you must accomplish the following tasks: fly from L52 to L88. So that's what we're gonna do if I can. Now let's see if I mess this up, I'm gonna be super annoyed. So I'm gonna redo this particular lesson, but I'm not actually gonna log in. I'm just gonna go through all the steps and I'm gonna repeat. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, that's not too bad because I can do it like this. So we gotta get rid of. Yeah, that turned into a nightmare. That didn't work out too well. So L52. Hi, Moji. Oh, yeah, we gotta put K. We gotta put a K in front of it. I believe K identifies it as an airport. So there we go. We have basically the same thing as what that says. So once we get um once we get in, the plane will generate at the airport, and we'll be able to see what's going on. So Moji, be quiet, buddy. You're fine. So you carry on, read the review, read the instructions. Um, Now, communication review gives you a basic script of what to say. It tells you, it gives you the transcript of what to say prior to the taxi out from Oceano. N123 AB Oceano traffic CS no 123 Alpha Bravo at Transit Park and taxi into runway 29. Because you don't have to. So let's see. So yeah, because it's non-towered traffic, you start and end with the name of the airport, Oceano traffic, and then you put Oceano at the end. Okay, so there we go, and so let's go ahead and go L52. I'm gonna use my Baron. It doesn't really matter what plane you use or don't use. I mean, you're gonna be training in something small. I got all the way up to cat rating 7, and then I had trouble with 8 because you have to start writing down clearances and stuff like that, and it's hard to do with a VR headset. You can't just because you have to the sound comes from the headphones of the Oculus. So if you take your headset off to write, you can't hear them anymore, and it becomes a problem. So as we reminding ourselves, as we learned before, east to west is best. East is least, west is best. So we have to. It doesn't matter what altitude we pick, as long as we pick an odd number going east. I know that's totally opposite of what I was saying before, but I was wrong, so. That's going to happen a lot. So you gotta. Not just to me, it's going to happen a lot to you too. So let's go through startup checklist complete. Even though I didn't really do it, but I'm just saying we did. Clear. Avionics. Transponder set to VFR. Reduce throttle while we're idling. Okay, so every time I'm ready, I'm gonna take a look at the list. So there's the airplane on the map already. I mean, doing this in VR is a major benefit because you do have all these things, and you can use a tablet, which helps even more. Oh, I don't have the diagram. I didn't download them. Yeah, so I guess we can't do that. I was going to zoom in just so I can see the runway, because I'm not too familiar with this. Okay, so once we're ready, Oceana and traffic, Baron, November 57 Bravo, Mike, ready for taxi into runway 29, Oceana traffic. Brakes off. Let's follow this line. So it's a nice small aircraft. And if you do it offline like this, you don't have to worry about anyone else hearing you. Looking for traffic. You could say it, you could call out. Oceana traffic, Baron, November 57 Bravo, Mike Holden show of runway 29. Crossing runway 29, November 57 Bravo, Mike, Oceana traffic. I mean, like I said, too much information is not a bad thing. Too much useless information is. Just clear left, clear right. That's all you have to do, really. But so I apologize. I'm not able to see chat right now. I doubt anyone's going to be up watching anyway. Not at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I'm going to go to all the way to the end. So after we take off, you gotta wait until you're like 10 miles away from your destination, then you call in. We're going to another E-class uncontrolled airport, basically. Hold off and we'll look at the windsock and hold short. Run up checklist complete, even though I didn't do it, but I'm just stating that I would be doing it. Oceana traffic, Baron, November 57 Bravo, Mike, entering runway 29 for takeoff for eastward departure. Oceana traffic. Alright, flaps down, no flaps down. Oh, you don't need flaps for this, we should be good. The runway's long enough. Throttle was full. Rotate. Gear up. Oceana traffic, November 57 Bravo, Mike, departing to the east. Oceana traffic, 2,500 feet. Oceana traffic. So yeah, still messed up. So yeah, we just took off from down there. Now if you wanted to use GPS, you can. Or use a tablet like this. I mean, you are supposed to use visual flight rules. Landing lights off. Approaching cruise flight. Reached altitude 2,500. We'll hold it for there for now. Pull in power. Who you're talking to, who you are, what you're doing. Oh, you gotta remember. That's all I gotta remember. No, he's gonna hold his line. Normally what you would do before pre-flight, you'd look on the map and see any key features, key identifiers like rivers, lakes, roads, so you know what to expect to see as you're up here. Then you don't have to rely on flight plan go or whatever. So yeah, the map will move on its own. It's gonna keep the plane in the center. Shame I can't stay online for some reason. I'm having trouble. Set the autopilot to 2,500. I was going to try to stop being lazy, you know. I was trying to get it myself, but I mean, for a short little flight like this, you shouldn't need to. But like I said, I did these kind of flights all the time on my own. Just to practice before I actually did the test. So you can eliminate any of that anxious worrying or fear that you're going to sound stupid, because there's no one but the AI who's going to hear you. And to me, doing this kind of refreshes myself. Reading it and understanding it is one thing. Actually doing it yourself and putting it into practical lessons, that's how I learn. By actually doing. Teachers, the classroom, and then actually doing it. So we're going to wait about until the plane is around here, next to the radius circle, and then we're going to signal. So I'm on autopilot for heading and altitude. We're holding at 2,500. It's only like a 10-20 minute flight. And I'm not sure if you can actually hear the plane noise or not, but if you can, that's why many people actually have, this is why people have music in their YouTube videos, because it gets quite boring otherwise, and all you can hear is the engine noise. So, of course, if you're not familiar with an airport, best thing that you can do is look at your airport diagrams. That is, if you can get one. So it doesn't have an ILS. We got plenty of feet. JFK. Newark. That's one of the other ones. San Bernardino. Oh. It looks like we don't have any for this particular airport, so we're gonna have to do a flyby. And it looks like I'm gonna have to... oh. We're gonna have to climb. Or we're gonna hit that mountain, which is not good. So we're approaching the marker that I selected on the map, the radical. So when we get there, well... so yeah, this is my Baby Meadow beach bound. But basically, this is the general advice that I would give anyone to do. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable. If you know this is something that works for you, then do it by all means. There's absolutely nothing wrong with actually doing it. You're going to be pretty nervous when you start talking to people on ATC. But as soon as you press the button and fuck up, you know, you're going to be fine. Alright, so the autopilot went off because it didn't have enough power. Autopilot back on. So if I looked at the charts beforehand, I would have known how high these hills are and how high I had to be. So they're 3,500. But let's go to 4,500. We're pretty low over these mountains, but we should be cleared. Alright, here we go. New crime air traffic, Barra, November 57 Bravo, Mike. Left downwind, west. Oh, see, screwed up. Let me try again. New Crimea traffic, bound 57 Bravo, Mike, 10 miles west at 4,500, entering left downwind, runway 28, full stop. Alright, I'm going to take it off autopilot. So the next signal is when you get into the downwind. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't see the chat right now, but as soon as I can, I will look and see who it is. So it was like April, March time that I did this last time. So basically, I'm just doing this to refresh myself. Like if you have to refresh yourself every 90 days, touch and goes, and you have to do a review every year. So, and it's been a while since I did the radio. Alright, airport in sight. Thank you, Shalomaya, for the follow. So yeah, I'm not logged into Pilot Edge. No one can hear me. There was absolutely nothing wrong with you just taking your time, doing what you need to do. It's just like talking in the guild chat on a game for the first time. You're nervous as hell talking to new people, new strangers. But after you do it for a while, it becomes natural. I drifted off course a bit. New climb air traffic bound November 57 Bravo Mike. End to end left downwind for one way to a full stop. New climb air traffic. Lots of Indian names. Probably butchered that. Alright, so we're gonna start descending. I'm going to reduce power a little bit. Pattern altitude for this airport, I remember, is what, 2,000 feet, and then it goes down to 1,000. So let's reduce flaps. I mean, Pilot Edge doesn't teach you how to fly or anything, it just gets you comfortable using the radio. And it would help if I didn't screw up so often. I let my subscription elapse, so I can't really log in anyway. I haven't tried it. Still gotta descend. There it is. A little bit of stripping the dirt. hill now. So you could use this time to look at it as you're doing the left downwind. On the map it tells you which one's the one way, which is which. New Crimea traffic, 57 Bravo Mike. Left downwind for one-way 28 full stop, no Crimea traffic. I repeated the signal just because now we actually are. I kind of did that one too early. A little bit of power. We're still too high. As you can tell, I'm not an expert at this by any means. Eager to start though. And January can't come fast enough for me. New Crimea traffic, November 57 Bravo Mike, turning left base for one-way 28 for full stop. New Crimea traffic. So now you just want to line up for the final, reduce power. With 2,800 feet, dropping power back to reduce volume. Second notch of laps. New Crimea traffic bound to 57 Bravo Mike on final for one-way 28 for full stop. Crimea traffic. A little bit more power now. Off center by Schmitten. Increased power, a little bit low. It's better to be low than too high because if you're low you can just keep going straight and you'll catch the gyroscope easily enough. Oh, we're way off. Alright, so we've got to adjust with rudder. A little bit right early on so we don't twist. Green, we're good. Too fast. That was kind of a hard landing. But we made it. It wasn't a perfect textbook landing. But as I say, any landing that you walk away from is good. Now remember, the only taxi from this airstrip is at the end. New Crimea traffic bound November 57 Bravo Mike, clear of runway 28. New Crimea traffic. Oh, I forgot to say transient parking or where we're going. So yeah, for that you just gotta let the ATC know that you're actually doing the cat weight and testing, and they'll tell you if you pass or fail, and that's all there is to it for the first one. And there's nothing wrong having the script up, practice. I mean, yeah, you gotta try and commit it to memory and practice. Yeah, I love VR. I wouldn't fly this any other way, but the cat rating number 8 is hard to do because they give you the clearance, and you got to be able to see what you're writing sometimes, or you got to be able to write without seeing the paper, and because if you lift the VR headset off, you can't hear what they're saying anymore. But yeah, that's all there is to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo these lessons on my own. I can record more if you want me to, but it's basically exactly the same as basically if you missed it, just watch the replay of the start of this, and you'll see exactly where to go to see the playlist. You can see all the videos I did for the cat rating tests and the practice rounds that I did. Sometimes I did a couple of practice and then I actually went on to do the actual test on the same video. I'm doing it again now because it was April when I last did it. I haven't done anything, or I haven't touched anything until now. I started flight school in January for the professional course, so I want to get back to getting used to talking on the radio, giving myself as much of a head start as I possibly can. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with having the actual list. The more you do it, the more you'll commit it to memory, the faster you get, the more confidence you'll get. You've already got enough to do in the plane, so having one less thing to worry and stress about is going to be a tremendous help. And if you go into day one on your flight lessons knowing how to talk on the radio and having confidence, that's one less thing that you have to worry about, and that's never a bad thing. So yeah, my Twitter account is at pilot_Bartram. YouTube is Student Pilot Bartram. My videos are there. You can comment, or you can comment on. Well, you can't comment on these videos anymore. But yeah, I'll make sure that there is some sort of link. There should be a link down below on my main channel for Twitch. If there isn't, I'll make sure there is. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna end the stream here.